This welcome to Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. We have a little difficulty with the transmission of our screen today, so we're just going to move right on. This is our heat map today. Several things are pulling down today. We'll take a look at what's causing it. Healthcare, mixed bag. Energy is pulling back, financial services pulling back, and we got a mixed bag in the technology session. So that is that. Share our screen, take a look at if you're concerned about the economy, if it's going to weaken. Take a look at this. This is an annuity. If you built up your savings over a lifetime and you don't want to lose it in a downward trend like what happened in 2008 when the market went down 54%. Go up the stair, you go up the stair, you do not risk losing any of your capital. And a number of these funds offer a 20 to 45% return, or 20 to 45% bonus this year. Right now, you can see annuities average are beating index investing by about 5% per year. If you want to learn more about that, please send a comment and we'll get in touch with you. Go share our screen again. Our word of the day. Word of the day is accede. Agree to a demand, request, or treaty, assume an office or position. The authorities acceded to the thief's demands in exchange for the painting. So accede is our word of the day. Look at MicroStrategy as Bitcoin tries to recover a little bit. Looks close to a gap up today, up a little over 4%. Still believe it's in a trading range. It is above the declining 10-day moving average. Ethereum is right at its 10-day, right below it. US dollar index is off ever so slightly, pretty flat for the day. Silver is moving up slightly. Had this huge move right over here, kind of flatlined here, and we'll see if it continues moving up. This looks like a bit of a cup. Maybe they'll develop a little handle here. Volume is pretty low. Take a look at gold. Gold is gapping down. So we got a gap up here and a gap down. Eventually, both of them will probably fill. So let's take a look here. Gold is gone. Take a look at Arrow. Arrow is bouncing up today, up nearly 1%, up 0.84%, pretty good volume. Southern Copper is bouncing again, up above 120, up 1.62%. Freeport-McMoRan is up as well, up 0.87%. Look at the copper index. Copper index, look at that. Gapped up on Friday and another big gap up and raised today, up nearly 2.5%. Vale, our Brazilian company, is moving up today, up a little over 1%. Take a look at the miner in Australia. They fall to their 20-day moving average. Another South American miner, Rio, is up 0.06%, holding steady at 70. So let's move to our bond yields. Bond yields fall slightly. Interesting that market is off when the bond yields are falling. 20-year bond yield falling as well, down 0.17%. Look at the volatility or fear index. Wow, we got a huge gap up today. That gap will eventually fill. So big move up. S&P 500, pretty flat. Equal weighted is down 0.02%. The NASDAQ is up slightly. The equal weight is up slightly as well. IWM tried to move higher and then sold off, was up 0.21%. And the Dow Jones is off slightly. So let's take a look at what's in the news. So President Biden is going to target China with double, triple, and quadruple tariffs on some Chinese goods this week, unveiling the measures at a White House event framed as a defense of American workers. China April CPI month over month is 0.1% versus 0.1% consensus. China will start selling the first batch of its 1 trillion yuan of ultra long special sovereign bonds this week. So let's go on to what stocks are in the news. eBay parties agreed to increase the number of shares of Advinta ASA sold to Bid Company to 227.1 shares, and the market likes that. It is jumping almost 2%. Ford Motor has begun cutting orders from battery suppliers to stem growing electric vehicle losses. It had topped $100,000 per car in the first quarter. And they are moving up on that news, up 2.84%. GameStop was moving up as much as 20% earlier today. Look at that, it's up 74%. And it's up another little over 6% after hours. I think there was a big short squeeze. Roaring Kitty is back. Bullish analysis of the video game retailer. So this is a meme stock that the memes are back in action. Kenru files for offering of 182.3 million shares of common stock by selling shareholders through SEC filing. And that tried to move higher and then turn tail. Penn Entertainment downgraded to neutral from buy at Bank of America with a 1750 target, and upgraded Red Rock Resorts to neutral from underperform. And Red Rock Resorts is up 0.34%. On to energy, industrials, and materials. Downgraded to neutral at positive at Susquehanna. And it is up 5.5% today. Kuwait raised the official selling price OSP for Kuwait export crude KEC to Asia in June by $1.20 from the previous month to $2.35 a barrel above the average Oman Dubai quotes. On to financials. Equity residential downgraded to inline from outperform. and at $70 price target, and downgraded Avalon Bay to inline from outperform at Evercore ISI onto healthcare. AC Immune and Takeda signed exclusive option and license agreement for active immunotherapy targeting amyloid beta for Alzheimer's disease. So AC Immune is jumping 42% today. PAK is moving down slightly. Bristol Myers Squibb said phase 3 checkmate. 73L trial evaluating a combination of therapy, including Opdivo, failed to meet its primary endpoint. Still, the stock is up 0.27%. DocGo failed to protect the personal information of current and former patients in connection with a data breach announced by the company earlier this week. Stock is up 4.64%. Rally Bio files to sell 3.64 million shares of common stock for holders. Stock is down 2.73%. Regeneron and Sanofi announced that the FDA has accepted a prior review of the supplemental biologics license application. Regeneron is moving up, and Sanofi gap up above its 200-day moving average, up 1.89%. Onto technology, media, and telecom. Apple and OpenAI have been finalizing terms for the pact of ChatGPT features on Apple's iOS 18, the next iPhone operating system. Apple is moving up on that news. Google lowered this morning on the headlines. And Google actually bouncing off the 20-day moving average, up 0.29%. Amazon said the top US safety regulator has opened an investigation into Zoox, the autonomous vehicle subsidiary of Amazon, after 2 incidents in which SUVs suddenly braked and were rear-ended. Applied Materials downgraded to hold from buy at Jefferies, price target of $210. Looks like it's trying to fill the gap over here, down 1.5%. Texas Instruments have been downgraded to hold from buy at Semiconductors, and they are moving up no matter what the upgrade. And ARM is setting up in the AI division and will prototype in the spring of next year, and ARM is up strong today, over 7%. Nexstar upgraded to overweight from equal weight at Wells Fargo, tried to move higher and then pulled back, up 1.11%. And finally, SoftBank Group swung to a net profit in the final quarter of financial year, saying it booked a profit of 328.9 billion yen, and they're up 3.2%. See what is moving up. 10% on 200% increase in volume. 5 items. Beyond Retail Internet provides e-commerce platform. It's definitely filling the gap here. It is up 17% on the day. Trupanion, monthly medical insurance plans, is rising almost 20% on the day. Look at that volume. Still has a long way to go here to get back to where it was. We got Lemonade, insurance property casual company, bouncing, big volume right here. Has a pretty long consolidation, bouncing off of the 200-day moving average. It is moving up above all its major averages today. Talked about GameStop in the news. And Squarespace, another one, I believe. I'm not sure if they have a merger acquisition information here, but they're definitely moving up 13.25%. We'll have to follow up on that one. Take a look at how things are moving. And personal financing, Toast, trading flat there. 4 continues its upward move, up another 1% today. Look at all this volume come in after they announced their earnings that were up 6%. ELF seems to be drifting. It's down a little over 1.5%. Kind of see how this kind of trades as we get closer to the earnings. NVIDIA. NVIDIA is up 0.5% today. Volume has been declining. Kava had a little bit of a sell-off today. Pull back, fill the gap. We'll just have to see if it continues up after filling the gap. App trading pretty tightly after the big move on its earnings. Earnings were up 999%. Crowd in the cyber technology area provides security, down a little bit of right about 0.5% today. Earnings not for 22 days. And the financial management, we got a big move down on Apollo Global Management. Then after hours, it pops back up. Dutch Brothers Coffee had a big run up here, gapped up after their earnings. We bought it right over here. And we got a little bit of a pullback today, down 2.36%. RTX tried to move higher and then pulled back to 105.80. We bought this at 100 and then we sold these guys short at 105. We'll just have to continue to watch and see where this moves to. NetApp, pretty flat for the day as it tries to break out here. Had a huge gap up here. And it looks like we got a double bottom. Past the double bottom. Right here is the buy area, and now it's pulling back a little bit. Arrow Environment. Looks like they got into the breakout zone. But right about here around 171.81 on call spread. And then right over here, we decided to get out of the call spread and just buy the shares. Frontline and shipping up 1.45%. We bought this right over around 25.17. Getting back to aerospace, a little bit of a pullback in Howmet today. Then we do have one other aerospace item. AI. Pulling back to the 10-day moving average, down 3% today. Looks like it's filled this gap right over here. Just a little bit more, I guess, to fill that gap. And finally, one other item in the shipping area, BTC, up another 2% today. We've got kind of a box system going right here. I'd like to talk about the Darvis box. He used to build up his account to $2 million back in the 1950s. And we'll see if it can break out of this box. What it is stocks oscillate within a box. And once it breaks out of the top of the box is a good time to buy. And when it drops to the bottom of the box is a good time to sell. So this is Mornings with Michael for Monday, May the 13th. Hope all of you out there have a great day. Go out there and keep working on your goals and your activities, and hope you have an outstanding week. We'll catch up with you tomorrow on Taco Tuesday.